Hello everybody, Forest is here again. Now for a room review for this great knife, Tops Bootlegger. I already did a test or outside video, if you will. So you can, it is ticket on the other half of this video. So now in a room, as I want to do it, a couple of information about this knife. Basically, it is made by Tops in the USA, and what is important, there isn't so many videos about this knife. To be honest, there isn't, I think, any of used video. There is just few reviews, but that's it. And to be honest, I do not understand why, because, and now this is the video about. So let's start with the knife. It is made made of 1095 high carbon steel. As I said, some information I said in the outside video. So sorry about that. Maybe you will hear it twice, but now I'm doing it like I tried to do it perfect, if I can say it in this way. So it is made of 1095 high carbon steel, usually hardened for 56 to 58. It is in thickness 1/4 of an inch or 6.5 millimeter. So it is quite thick for the size. The blade is kind of dagger design, but just for design, because it is just one-edged knife, as you can see here. I've got some details here. Firstly, you can buy the knife today on the Amazon for $107 US, $107 US, which is for someone could be too expensive, but I don't think for the quality. It is great knife. I will speak it a little bit later. So over length is 9.6 of an inch. 9.6 of an inch or 24.3 centimeters. So 24.3 centimeters. We got a 5 inches blade, but real cutting edge is 4.5, which means 12.5 centimeters or 11.5 real edge. I'm not sure. I'm looking for it. About the, let's say, choil, I don't know how to call this. It is quite big, so I don't think it is just, it should be just 1 centimeter this recast. So if I call it in this way, sorry, yes, it looks, let's see it in this way. So over length in the real is 12.5, so it is 5 inches, but the real cutting edge isn't 11.5 as is described on Tops page. It is basically 11 exactly, 11 centimeters exactly. Yeah, I can maybe see that. Maybe you see that. So I'll try to put the tip. You can see this now. You can see it. So it is 11 centimeters. So the real edge from here to here is 11 centimeters. They said this. They describe it as this one is a edge, which is not, as we can see. Okay, that doesn't matter. We got a black traction coating, normal in Tops, as we know. Thickness, as I said, is 6.5 millimeters or 1/4 of an inch. It's very thick knife. It is same thickness as T1 Tops Tracker, same thickness. So this is really, for that size, looks like huge, and it has a weight in the knife, but it is, I think it's good. So let's talk about it a little bit later. Weight of the knife is 7.3 ounces or 204 grams. Sheath, which I will speak about a little bit later, weighs 123 grams or 4.4 ounces. It means the sheet weight about 60% of weight of the knife. So it's quite heavy compare the sheet and the knife. We got overall weight is 11.7 ounces or 327 grams. The handle actually is from black G10. You see the red liners. It's from black G10, and in a forest I describe it because it looks for me like micarta, but it is not. It is not. I checked it today on Topps page. It should be G10, black G10. So that's about the knife. Now I will skip or jump to the sheet now for a moment. As you can see, I'm not using the sheet. You see that I will never keep this whistle and this paracord there. Even with this one, they call it a bootlegger. It means something you can have it on your leg or actually boot. It seems to me unpractical. There isn't something else which will hold the knife in position. So if you will have it, say, around your leg, let's say in this way, yeah, it is quite tight. But of course, because the leg is basically shaped like this one, so definitely when you will move, it will loose. So, and there isn't something which you can say put it on your belt. There isn't only, okay, if we use this part for some another, I don't know, strap or whatever, like this one. So you can basically, and you will try to put in on my leg. I need to have that big shin bone, or you mean around that, because simply it is too wide. It is not for a human or normal human, I say. As you can see, I'm not using the sheet because it seems to me it's very unpractical. Why? Not only weight, because it really puts some more weight on the knife, but it is huge. You know, when you see the knife looks great, and that's why I bought it, because the massiveness and size is great as a like hidden blade, but basically as a backup. That's what I wanted. And the sheet is too big for it. You know, I think it destroyed the backup feeling of the blade. See that probably it fall when I will do this. Yes, this. It sits there. Not really. I will not do this one with it. Not in this way. Probably you will not turn it down by your head. And of course, if you lock the knife in, then it can't fall. There isn't something else what is holding the knife in, but there is some tension. So it isn't. See, you can hear that. So there is something in it which holds the knife in, and it is not that easy for the knife. I don't know if you can see that there is from the top. It looks like it is shaped like this one to grab, okay, to keep the knife there. This is like kind of plastic. I think something in the Topps they're using normally, but it isn't fly in that, if I can put it this way. About the it's not bad. Yeah. The problem with the sheath, as I said, is, as you can see, the sheath is too big, and this space, and then this one, you see that there is nothing here which makes the sheath huge, I mean wide, and there is no reason. There isn't reason. You know, this is as you can see, this is material. See that? How I can simply grab it. There is nothing. There is nothing. Just so the real sheet is about that one. This is about the wideness of the sheet. So it could be 30% less wide, as I can say. And of course, in this size, just compare, you know, the thickness of the blade and size. So this sheath is made the sheath over. I mean, it makes the wideness of the knife about 3 or 4 times when, if we are thinking about the sheath. So the thickness here is 2 millimeters of the 2 millimeters of the kydex, and this is 3.3 millimeters. So there is really similar thickness in the, so which is good. Of course, we want it. We don't want to have sheath so big and thick. I mean, compare the knife size. Well, so that's why I'm not using it. So it looks tactical, it looks great for someone, but and it is actually secure. So if you don't use it, if you don't use the knife and you want to have secure knife, especially with this cover, there isn't way how you can lose the knife. But it seems to me unpractical. Of course, you can take this one. This is actually some rubber or something like that. You can take it out, of course, and put it on your belt as a normal knife. But we know these sheaths are not the best one, I think. So that's why I made one very fast. I made one for myself, and it is just fast made. I will do, I think, some green one or something like that. But it's fast, and that's important. The knife is there. Yeah. So, but what I want to say, just compare the size. You know, that's what I'm thinking. This is what you need. And if I will put some loop for it, something like, say, like this one, with this secure, then probably you don't need to have the sheath longer than this one. If there will be, I don't know, leather strap or something from this plastic material, so I say it in this way, cover in this way, definitely you don't need anything else, and it will be much more faster for using. Takes much more less space, even when if you got your gear, or even if you put it into your bag, as I said, as a backup knife. So knife, great sheath. It looks tactical, but it is tactical unpractical. I will call it in this way. Okay, back to the knife. When I saw the knife the first time, I said, "Oh, it looks great." Then I said, "Okay, but if there is the wideness, the angle of the knife will be close to the X, or some X or hatchet, you know, because for the short size, actually it is, I think, 1.5, 2 centimeters. Yeah, it is closing 2 centimeters. Yeah, 2 centimeters in thickness. Sorry, wideness. 2 centimeters, which means 0.8 of an inch. That's really, you know, this is, as I said, a dagger, or I can say nearly a stillet for it. But why I bought the knife is a company, something tippy, if you will, company for each of my surviving knife. So, as I said, tracker is great, even the Bark River tracker, but both of these knives got the problem. It could be or it couldn't be problem, but for me it is a problem. Too wide tip. I want to have something stronger, because maybe I need something to pierce through skin, leather, you know, whatever. Simply, I need to have a sharp tip, and this tip is very sharp, very sharp. It is kind of touch and needle sharp, but nice thing is, as you can see here, it is not that thin, so it could stand something. So let's say you want to fish some game, if you prepare fish or just want to go, as I said, through material, definitely it is working better. It's working much more as a needle than any trackers. That's why I got it. That's why I said, okay, it is not the lightest, 208 grams, I said, 204 grams, sorry. It is not the lightest, and definitely you can find better slicers than these. But as you can see in the another half of this video, when I do batoning with the knife and do something else, some other task, the weight is working for you, and it is not that huge overweight. I mean, the knife can stand something. That's important. That's why I got here the Bark River Aurora, Mini Aurora actually. As you can see, the shape, I mean the basic blade shape, isn't that far. You know, they are very close. Both of them like a spear, or you know, is going this way. Just different is grinding, of course, steel, and thickness. This is half thick than this one is. That's important. So of course you can do something else with. I mean, this is more slicer for small task for carving, which is great. But this is for carving also, but it is not that. Of course, it will not slice that good because it's twice thicker. And now I'm going to the point. See that? See the steps from the sides? That was something what kept me a little bit worried. I don't know if you see it now. I'll turn it in this way. So the sides are 1 millimeter up. So full thickness is 6.5 millimeters. But if we are talking about, sorry, this point here, it is 1 millimeter down from each side. So we are here on 4.5 millimeters thickness, which is, I think, 3/16. And now we are going into normal knife thickness. So this is like support in the full thickness. It will be, I think, about half centimeters. So half centimeter. Okay, it is actually 6 millimeter. This is 6 millimeters, which is a little bit more than 0.2 of an inch. So there is 6 millimeters of full thickness support, and then the grind is dramatically changed, and then it's basically going down. There isn't something else like saber grind, but from this point it starts to going to the real edge, or to the secondary bevel. And as you can see on the video there, it slices pretty nice. The knife is sharp enough. I mean, it is nicely sharp, to be honest. It can make sparks here. I'm expecting this is like a design thing, but as you can see on the video, I can make a sparks. If I got the ferro rod, I can do sparks. And as a carver, of course, the thickness, you will see there, these steps, if I call it in this way, will hold you when you need to go some bigger material than is length of this part, which is not that big problem, because this is 1.4 centimeter. That's nothing really. But in reality, if you notching, if you slice through some ropes, you know, you do shavings for your fire starting, you don't need it. I think, I mean, you don't realize it. There isn't problem with it. Only the problem is when you baton, which this is not definitely batona. I mean, because the knife is, you know, this is not batona. Even if it can baton, and you can see it, and not a really small piece of wood. When you go through the wood here, when you go like this one, it stops. Okay, then you got a little bit problem. You need to change something, but not always it happens. Sometimes it's simply the wood is in the V shape, and it doesn't matter about the steps here. Simply it went through, and it can baton nicely, which is 1/4 of an inch. But the knife looks tiny. When you got it in your hand, it looks like needle on steroids. That's what I like. And as I said, as a carver, about thickness, you know, and better better angle. This is definitely better carver, but when you hold it, the handle is quite short. See that the handle is quite short. If I hold the knife like this one, I got small hand, as I said it many times, but as you can see, I miss some handle. Not in this. I've got so much spare place. Even if I want to, and I am doing it, if I do carving, I move my hand close to this point. So if I got here even more. So for the real use, this looks very secure, and these 3 choices are great for your fingers. 1, 2, 3. You can grab the knife and use it in this way, even you can go close. So this knife looks like combat knife, is a fighting knife, which probably it is. As I said, it could be backup knife, fighting backup knife, but for me it is more as a survival backup knife. You can use it for combat, but this is not definitely super combat knife because there isn't big guard, and if you need to use more stabbing, you are always in risk. Your hand will slide forward. So I will not recommend it, of course. It is only in survival situation. Otherwise, there will be probably better choices. Some small, thinner daggers with more pronounced guard, and maybe, as I said, daggers so double-edged. If someone want to have a knife just for fighting, as a fighting knife, this is survival. For me, this is survival backup knife. It slices nice. You can do shavings, everything. You will see it on the video, and simply it nicely accompany even knife, say like the cookery is. Also, because you can carve, you can skin the animal. The thickness is enough. It is high carbon steel, and of course, as we are talking about the tip. There's no doubt. Even with my Tops machete, I like that there is always too wide tip with a nice belly, better for chopping, but definitely not for piercing. But this knife, this can do it. That was the reason why even I bought this knife. So this is carved, nice one, and I got a tip which I missed on all my survival knives. This one got a tip. This is for me. This knife is like mini Aurora on steroids. As I said, it's much more thick and heavy. It's twice heavy than the Aurora. Aurora is like child to the Bootlegger, but it works great. There was a paracord, as I said, on the one was here. So one of them was always here, but I don't like it. And why I want to compare it, that now I'm going a little bit on the side. This one was a plus, if I call it in this way. So it can do lots of things in a size, in a weight, and everything for the price. That's $100 compared to the other knives. I say compare, for example, with our mini Aurora. Well, you can buy 2.5 of these for the price. So expensive, but I will do, I'm promising many times, I will do a review for Lion Steel M5, and important is, if you see the length, this should be 11.9 of centimeters blade, and this is, as I said, this is 12.5, so there is 6 millimeters difference, so 0.2, something a bit over 0.2 of an inch longer blade on this knife than here. Handle is, as you can see, is very close. Real edge is longer here, but this one will be more expensive. But why I'm talking about that? This is 4.5, I think, 4.5 and 4.8 millimeters thick. Then so this is much more thicker. I mean, in the full thickness. But for slicing, for like bushcrafting, basically the other things, this knife could be better. And why I'm talking about it, because the size and weight, this one I said in one video it weighs 211 grams. Sorry, that was a mistake. It weighs 238 grams, but it is not still that far. This is 248, so it is 34 grams, bit over 1 ounce. Is this one heavier than this one? But in the size and what you can do with the knife, so this lion steel, and is better steel, is Sleipnir steel. This knife is much more better, I mean, for all the tasks. So you can do carving, you can use it as a fighting knife, you can do so many things with the knife, which you can do with this knife, but this knife will do it better, probably. So in the size and weight, this one could be better choice. But of course this is more expensive. This will be more expensive. I'm not sure now about the price because I will do the video for it very soon. But someone is thinking, okay, I want to have something, you know, I'm thinking about this weight and this size knife, which one will be better? These two could be option. This one, if you want to save, and that's important, mostly space. You want to save space. If it is a backup knife, so it is hidden somewhere on your gear. Even if you, I recommend make a better sheath for it. Even say put it on your leg, you know, stick it some with your boot. It doesn't matter. So it will be definitely. It takes simply more or less space. That's important. Definitely with this, the Lion Steel. You know, you can stick to these, maybe a little bit over, to have the size of the knife. So that's the basic advantage of the knife, of this knife, against the knife like Lion Steel and 5, which could be much more. These 5 inches blade is plenty of them, maybe even cheaper, maybe some Schrade or some these guys, but this got the same, you know, there's not that good steel, but G10 handle, same as Lion Steel. So this is something I recommend you if you want something what is, in my eyes, the reason they released something more covered, something what can stand something, and something what will accompany the other, say, let's say bigger, heavier, or with the rounded or dull. Even if you've got a parang, say, parang, there isn't basically tip in the way as we're thinking. So knives like this one can help you in that way. Thank you for now, and I will skip to the outdoor video of this knife. Thank you for now. Hello everybody, Forest Month is here again. Same forest, same conditions, everything. So I finished now the trackers, and as you can see if you watch the video, I spoke shortly about this my new knife from Tops. It has a name Bootlegger, and I don't have a sheet here. I will do a home review, so this will be basically more about the use of the knife, but the sheet wasn't good for me, of course, so I made for myself this one. Nice sheet. Is working. But about the knife, it is made from 1095, as Tops normally is doing. I will do whole specifications in my room, but basically this is 1/4 inch thick. So this is tracker thick knife. It weighs, I think, 211 grams, not sure, but I'll spoke of it in my room. As you can see, these marks, silver marks, are there probably for just design, seems to me. But as I tried it, ferrule rod, see, so it can make some sparks. So it is nice. Maybe it wasn't meant for it. but simply it helps. It helps. So if this is when I bought, why I bought the knife. I said, as I said on the last video, I bought the knife as a something what I missed because I like trackers, you know, what I missed on trackers. So it is narrow, straight edge with a strong tip and sharp tip. That's why I bought this knife. I saw it. It wasn't that expensive. It was half price of that tracker. It was maybe less than half price. So I said, okay, why not? 10.95, 56 to 58 Rockwell harness, as they say. Micarta handle. You see the red liners. So everything. This one is same like a normal tracker knives. Is quite heavy, but just for feel. I mean, because your brains take the design and say, oh, it should be lighter, but it is not. But when you put it on the scale, you say, oh, it is not that heavy. No. So it has 5 inches blade, 5 inches. So it is same length as a T2 tracker. We are talking about it. Yeah. T2 tracker. Exactly. So that's good. So it is not that short, it is not that heavy. But why I bought the knife, the reason is that what I said, strong tip, narrow blade, normal edge, and backup, strong backup knife, even fighter if I will need it, because as I said, the tops are not exactly, and even that strong backup knife is always good. And if you lash it on the some pole stuff here and make a very deadly spear, why not? Even you can throw it, you know. I'm taking basically as a tool, not really about the knife. It is really nice to handle it. If you got it in hand, I like it. It's really great. You can hold it here. There is not so many reviews, definitely not used reviews. What kept me back out of the knife was, I said, always I seen on the picture some line here. I said, what is that? And I said, okay, it is 1/4 of an inch thick. That will be very hard angle to that, so it will not slice. It will be like wedge, or you know, some really only tool, not a knife. But then I said, okay, probably they changed this one, and of course they grind it down here. You see the tip? So there is 1 millimeter from each side down, and there is, I think, about 5 millimeters full thickness. 5 millimeters full thickness. And you see this choil, which is great because when you hold the knife, there are 3 choils, so you can grab it nearly securely. Very. I will not recommend to stop, say, to trees or somewhere, because then you know you can slide forward. But you know, I don't have the knife for it. I got the knife, say, if I need to finish some animal, some game, if I want to go simply through some material, as I spoke about it. I want to stick some letter, I want to make a hole in there, so okay, I can do it this way, or even twist it, and then I can, say, stick it together. Because the trackers, rounded tips are, I think, useless for this. Maybe they are not. I'm not so good, but you know, for me, it is not a tip. Of course, what I was worried, if I will baton with the knife, which could sound very strange for such a knife, but let's say it is 1/4 of an inch thick, so why not? Will the batoning stop on these edges from both sides? Probably yes. Let's see today, because I never did it. I tried to how the knife slice absolutely great. So let's start some practical things. Oh, interesting was for me, it is chopping and slicing nicely. I hope you see that. The knife is, as I said, it is pretty light. I mean, for the size compared to these all my knives. sorry. I don't want to lose my fingers. So just small delimping. Well, it's dry, not quite. Some pressure. So I'll show you there. Now, as you can see, it can delimp basically very good. So, most of the time for one swing, the edge is very sharp, really. So, for the backup blade, is absolutely great. I will do a knot here. So, let's have a look for this. Not bad. So, as you can see, maybe no, it doesn't stop because the line I didn't hit the line. You can see it from this way. I'll try to see it from your. So it is still not on the line, on the top line. So probably it was just break by, I don't know, for whatever means, but as you can see, this is nicely chopped off. I'll try it again. I don't did it, so I need to go on the other side. Well, yeah. Seems to me the angle turned or twisted the edge to the side. So I'll try to do from one side and the second side, and then we'll see. That was a bit complicated, but yeah. So definitely it can do the job, guys. It can do the job. Well, if I need to do a trap, I mean the trigger. It's important to say the handle is wide, but not thick. Maybe I said it in the wrong way. So it's thick but not wide. What is important, the squares, because the basic shape is like, say, square with the rounded corners. You feel it in hand. You can feel if the knife won't turn. That's important. So it's pretty much secure in your hand. And wow. To be honest, it's slicing basically better than the trackers does. Well, it is nice, guys. Beautiful. Absolutely great. I must say, I'm surprised. Perfect. Perfect. For slicing and cutting, basically, it's great. I like you can grab the knife here, or even for chest pull, you can be very close to the edge. Nice. Nice. Well, guys, I'm surprised. Positively surprised. Now I'm looking for something what I can baton through. Moment. So I used my T1 tracker to prepare this piece of oak to baton through. I will see if I can go through it. I'm not sure. Seems to me too wide. No, I want to destroy the knife. Okay, so now, because the piece of wood is partially fresh, so you can see how it stops on the side here, but the knife won't split it down. Guys, I was a little bit worried what happened to the knife, because that was, especially from the start, the knot here, it wasn't that good. And as you can see, the wood is not crap, but yes, a little bit less than 5 inches, than 2 inches, I think. But for such a knife, you know, which is backup, it is, I think, great, because this is strong wood. And if you say you wanna have some kindlings for your fire, nice. Well, I'm glad that I tested the knife, especially for the batoning. What I must say, it can do pretty much everything. There was a little bit hard point when the wood passed this millimeter, 1 millimeter here, but when the knife bites in, of course, it was out of the game. So everything was nice. The knife, as I said, is sharp, is nicely sharp. So I'm glad for it. You can use it for chopping. I mean, for the light chopping, it is absolutely great. What about tip? This is one from the reason I bought this knife, because the sharp tip. If I want to go through some material, especially some soft material, I mean, as I said, wood or leather, so mark of the wood here is about how deep I am in the fresh wood or partially fresh wood oak. So that's, see the hole. Sorry. Well, I hate that insects. Well, so I did the drill, so it can do the job for you. I mean, with the drill, of course, you can go through some another material. So the penetration is there, like, nicely. So let's say batoning number 2 came through the knot again. So I think this is enough. What I want to say, you see slicing, basically piercing power. It can make a sparks. It can serve you as a backup knife, even as a main knife for short term, definitely, because as you can see, you can prepare a wood with this. I mean, small one, definitely something like that for fire starting and everything is a company. I prepare the wood, I mean the one with my baton, with my T1, and this is the reason why I bought this knife as a company for one of the trackers, each of the trackers. Doesn't matter what. Wow. Sorry guys, wind is going really strong. Doesn't matter for which tracker, this is great a company. So I will do home review for the knife, so you will hear the details about that. But this is something I can recommend what I got as against it, some minus, is the sheath, and I was spoken about there, because the sheath is trying to look so much tactical, and it is very impractical in my eyes. So this is it about this knife. Thank you very much. Hope you like it. Have a nice time and see you later. Bye.